This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias and the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ready to hang out with you guys right now. We have with us, first of all, from the Duds Cave, it's Katie. Katie Dudder. Katie, how you doing today?
It's cozy.
What's that?
It's cozy warm.
Oh, it's cozy warm?
Yeah, that's a sarcasm.
Oh, yes. Yeah, fighting it all. And also with us from the iPhoneography podcast, it is... Oh, no, I lost the button. There it is. It's Dave, Podnar. Dave, how you doing?
Yeah, cozy. That's a unique way to put it. Yes.
It was a little less like strikingly okay. Then I went out later. I guess I beat the heat rush. I guess earlier, right? When I went out this morning. But it's only mildly uncomfortable now. So, either way, and we got intern John in the back end here helping us out with the socials and everything. So, great response from the Techo videos, by the way, this past week. So I was appreciating the comments on there. The community has found us and are identifying themselves in the videos. So, so I need to do a pass and see about the social medias I found and make sure everybody gets retagged and everything at some point here. But anyways, we like to get geeky, have some fun on this show. So let's get into our... That's right. And let's get started with something fun here. Katie, what do you got?
It's so funny because we can't hear any of the sound effects when you play them.
Yeah.
So it's like dramatic pause and then something.
Just work the pause. That's all you got to know, So Zoom's doing its job. So.
So this is some Mudeng is the pygmy hippopotamus that lives in Thailand, taking the world by storm. Adorable little dude. Has lots of big feelings and we're memes everywhere. So the zoo where they live did a fake, it's an escape drill. So if something would happen and they would escape, they wanted to see how the zoo would respond to this. So they took their inflatable Mudeng costume and ran it escaped.
Okay.
So yeah, you're watching a big inflatable Mudeng running around and toddling around, as these inflatables do. They're, you have the initial report. They're chasing after them as they're moving very slowly.
And the hippopotamus, and of course, the hippopotamus is the most dangerous animal.
Yes. And so he's just doing his little dance. But they're following him around and they're trying to see how they would respond to this. It does go on that the Mudeng definitely bites somebody. An employee, and they do a response with an ambulance, and they're seen rinsing the employee's arm off, and as you move through it, and finally they tranquilize. There you go. They are tranquilized, and they're just laying on the ground, and it looks like Mudeng might get back up. Everybody's like, the threat has been neutralized, and then just out, and then their zoo ambulance shows up to take them back.
Oh, geez.
It's an incredible video. It's like a 3-minute long video that you definitely. I watched the whole thing.
This wasn't on there, but when I first started, they start the video with this part with it attacking somebody. Apparently,
yes. Yep, the biting.
He's shooing him with the other hand. Okay, there you go. Okay,
with the riot gear.
How did we get so this is
it's a training.
It's a training, of course. It's a training. Yes. You got to train somehow, and
and communications and things happen, and you got to get used to acting as a team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, some big action here. So
I mean, admittedly, once they have him down, and the ambulance comes up, they get a stick to whack him. I guess to make sure that the tranquilizer did work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got to kind of like poke them to make sure. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So remind me again, where is Mudang? Look, is this a Chinese zoo? Thailand?
Thailand.
Is Thailand? Okay.
Thailand.
Okay, that makes a little more. Okay. Okay, I thought, yeah.
And then did you know that it's her name? Sorry, I messed that up.
Yes.
Her name is Thai for bouncy pork or bouncy pig.
Sounds right. Okay, that seems right. It's just as listen. So I've been to animal based things in Thailand of a maybe suspicious. I've been to a tiger kingdom and an elephant sanctuary, right? And I I don't know if those are the proper zoological kind of places, kind of things. So I thought my friend was going to definitely get eaten by a tiger. They kept whapping it in the nose. So I'm like, oh, this is going to end well. So I've seen how Thailand kind of does animal stuff, but this is tremendous. This is absolutely true. Obviously, this is a zoo. This isn't one of those kind of weird touristy things. Fantastic. I love this one. I just kind of found it over I don't know. Oh, this is pre-tranquilizer dart. Okay, there you go. And are there just like people watching? Like, are there just like patrons like hanging out
I don't know.
in the background? So
the funny thing is, it looks like she just like takes a little rest, and then they take that moment to hit her with a tranquilizer.
Like it already looks like it's steepy, right? So
yeah.
Oh my god. So that's the mood. Was there a result to the Mudang drills? Do we think they're properly prepared for the Mudang escape?
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
This looks pretty sound. The tactics look pretty sound. So Jeez. That's awesome. That's amazing. I can't wait for the red panda drills. Wow. If you haven't checked that video out, we'll throw the link over in the Facebook group so you have it as well. So Podnar, what's your awesome thing?
Well, I have news from Google and their search.
Okay.
So it seems like Google has kind of given up on making search better. They're like, oh yeah, we have search, but that's old stuff. We have new AI stuff now. Exactly. So basically, it's still being, a lot of this is still being rolled out. So it's coming out in the next couple weeks. So figure August and early September to get completely rolled out. So they're having what they call a canvas feature.
Okay.
So the idea is, and I tried it on my phone. It works. The problem is, and I have a iPhone. I have a 16 Mac, so I got the Pro Max. So I got the big phone. It doesn't really work well because it hides the output unless you turn it a certain way. The layout isn't great. It's still experimental, but the layout isn't great. Okay. But the idea is that you upload a picture and you say, okay, either make it in this style by uploading a photo or putting in text. And then you can say other things about it, put it with this kind of background, and it'll combine those into a new image.
Okay.
So, and that's available inside a search. So one thing that is kind of getting to me with all this is everything that used to be, here's our search app, here's our AI app. They're moving a lot of the AI stuff over to the search. Things like, for me, this isn't really search. This should not be on the search page, but they're putting it into the search page.
So we have this. So we have this button here on the. You can go to Google.com. And so do I have to type something in? Okay, now I'm in AI mode. So
yeah,
what's something?
Think if you, I don't think the. Well, you know what? Let's see here. If you go to AI mode on it looks like a drop down on yours.
Where am I looking at?
Up top.
Up top. Okay, we're in here.
Yeah.
fast solver and help, or do I want to
Okay.
do the experimental reasoning, math, and code?
Yeah,
my
it's the
experimental. Okay, so
experimental. So now I don't think the Canva is put out to the web. It's only, at least if I could find, on the mobile.
okay, so this is just the general AI mode. The canvas is a different situation.
Yeah,
so
it's still the other thing. It's in, you go to the Google app on the phone, and you find it that way.
Oh, I deleted that ages ago. I do still have it on my phone, actually. So okay. So I love, like, one of the defaults on the regular AI Pro thing was tell me about 5-fingered death punches chart success, and it goes into a bunch of stuff from there. And this does get this is cited, by the way, and I think that's really important.
That's a positive thing.
Yeah. So if you're like, okay, is this fact right? You can go through, and it when you hit the link thing, it goes into multiple things that it's pulling from. So there's actually looks like about 4 or 5 articles that talk about, like, this fact about the billboard thing and things like that. But that's not exactly what you're talking about,
Right.
So,
But it's all part, in my mind, of the, basically Google's strength and where they get their money from is, well, they get their money from ads on search.
Okay.
So the fact that now they're, in my mind, they're not really, Google search has kind of stagnated. They're not really, it doesn't seem like the search is getting better or worse, or it's just kind of there. While now they're pushing, try all this new AI stuff, and you can do it from the Google page. So they're trying to even say, eventually they're just going to make the AI stuff part of search.
So I'm in the app on the iPhone right now, and it looks like I'm just in the AI mode, like we were just talking about here. So how do I get the canvas again from this mode?
I'm trying to remember.
Is it in labs, perhaps?
Right there, yes. Okay, new experiment, and you keep scrolling down, and it should.
There's a lot of options in here, by the way.
There are, yeah.
There's a
trying
lot
to see
of
where
stuff
that
going on.
is.
Discover more in Google Labs. No, I don't see the canvas one.
Okay. Hold on, let me see.
But there's a lot of formulas, like Ask for Me. There's daily listens, audio overviews, like things like that. So it seems interesting. And the general AI mode, of course, that we've been talking about.
And I would say this is more of a heads up in terms of where Google is going with the search, because Google is still, for most people, the default search. It is the Kleenex of search. It is, or the Band-Aid, or even the Band-Aid of search. You don't say you're going to search something, you're going to Google it. And when they make change, and I think, like I said, it's going to be quick-ish. We're going to see the massive push towards, you already see the AI summary on top of the search. And when that happens, I still have to tell people, no, ignore that. That's AI. That may be right, but it's AI generated. So it may be wrong. Go down to actual search results to find the information you're looking for. And the fact of, like, that, and the other thing they're going to roll out is, now this, to me, if they can roll this out before different universities start in the fall, this would be really nice. So you'll be able to upload the syllabus and say, make a study guide for me. Now, I think you can already do that with other, like ChatGPT or other things. But to me, the big thing that's making this a change is they're not rolling it out in Gemini.
Yeah.
They're rolling it out under Google.
So this is, and also what you're explaining also sounds like the Notebook LM thing.
Exactly.
They had one of the guys that started, that helped put together the initial effort for Notebook LM on this. God, what's it called now? Intelligent Machines is the podcast now. That used to be This Week in Google. And so, like, that feels that. So does this seem like another place to do that? Throw the syllabus in and to study against, throw a research paper to study against, other than Notebook LM?
It does, yeah.
Okay. So it's just same feature, different place that's accessible in a different way.
Right. And to me, it's maybe the Notebook LM and other things are kind of their test, where they may even be thinking, okay, and it may honestly, this is me trying to read into Google's mind, which we all know. If you remember how Google handles their different chats they had back in the day for Android, they had 15 different chats that weren't compatible with each other. And everyone was doing their own work.
Are you telling me we're going to get crossover of AI technologies that aren't going to make any sense in a branding fashion from Google? You don't say, Podnar.
I do say. I do say. And the thing is, it's going to be, well, Notebook LM does this. From Google AI Labs does this. They're from the same company. And will there be talking crossover? Will the teams talk to each other? Will there be... I don't know, but it's going to... My concern is it's going to have some interesting things, but it's going to get messy. And...
because it keeps getting thrown at people at this point. So
exactly.
You know, and it's kind of to circle back on the Notebook LM, just to frame that, at least from the people that I listen to on podcasts, my trusted sources, the Notebook LM really does. It was kind of put together by a journalist for journalists and researchers. So I think that while this will do some of that, I think I'm curious to see, because Notebook LM is kind of geared toward that process and digging into information, right, and creating a source and things like that, and kind of showing the work. I'm wondering how much this canvas, not getting too deep into it, that I can see yet. But again, it might just be a different place. But then is it like an ephemeral thing where you can just do it now and it goes away? Because the Notebook, at least, like, you know, the Notebook stays there in an account. Right. And when you do these, like most of these in the Google app, Google searches, I don't see like a save feature or anything like that you can trust. So, very interesting. I'm still all over the place on the AIs and what to use. I just saw the announcement that there's a Copilot mode that's rolling out to Edge browsers now, which I listened to the story, but I didn't entirely grok what it does. I guess, like, there's, you know, things are very buzzwordy. Hey, you're going to do this and there's a canvas. I was like, okay, what does that mean? You know, to the general. And if I'm confused.
Well, so real quick, did you just say you didn't grok what it did?
Grok is actually a word that somebody.
I heard that as well, and I thought I was just like losing my mind.
No, I'm not. Okay, if we're in trouble. We have to use God. We are already in trouble. If we have to use, like, Grok just got Kleenexed by Twitter and X. But like, Grok is actually understanding something is my understanding of the word. So, which is probably why they used it, right? So it all kind of built in. But
honestly, I never heard that word before. X/Twitter called their AI bot Grok.
I'm looking up the etymology of the word Grok.
Let's get our researcher. Let's get our college researcher on this.
And my mind went where Mayhem Show went a few weeks ago, where it went to Gronk.
Yeah, yes, we did make the Grok AI answer all of our
questions. It's got a Wikipedia page.
Answer all of our questions as Gronk the football player, which was tremendous, actually, and the preferred use of it is. Thankfully, it wasn't when it went south and started giving all those weird far right responses. Anyways, now that we've lost John down the research,
I have the answers now.
Okay. What is Grok?
So it has become a specialized term within, like, the computer science community. Mm-hmm. It originally comes from the science fiction novel A Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein. And it has kind of been adapted by coders. It does mean to understand something intuitively or by empathy, quote, to establish rapport with, and, quote, to empathize or communicate sympathetically with, also to experience enjoyment.
There's a chart of the use of the word that spikes, looks like, around the turn of the century. Looks like
so you can kind of see, like, where the computer nerds got it. And then You
And
can see where
Yep.
Grok got introduced.
I definitely listen to like nerdy podcasts that use the word a bit, and so I've heard it for a while, preceding the X.
Ooh, it's a
X.
gerund. There's
What does
the
that
word
mean?
grokking in machine. I'm reading. This is just verbatim.
Okay.
In machine learning, grokking or delayed generalization is a phenomenon where a model abruptly transitions from overfitting, that is performing well only on training data, to generalizing, performing well on training and test data after many training iterations of seemingly little progress. So it's where it like suddenly starts working after not working.
That seems about right, actually. So I'm seeing if we've lost our little bit of chat room here. That one. So, anyways, aside from that, what I was getting to was as a addendum to your thing over here. This was the Copilot mode in Edge. It's calling it a new way to new way to browse the web, I guess. And it sounds like it's something similar. It sounds like the AI mode like Google has, but it's like built into the Edge browser from the looks of it, maybe. So I don't know. Everything is just what if you could do more than just browse? I'm like, no, but tell me what it is. Yeah, it's all buzzwordy and it's all crazy. Yeah, it's just knocking your search into this search mode. There's a big, it's looking for paddle boards for single riders and giant images and things like that. I wonder if that actually works out the way as advertised there, and talking across tabs and things like that. So I think it was like something like it was also meant. This also is meant for researchers. Hey, if you're researching, John, if you're researching a paper for school and you have all the tabs open for all the articles, you can ask Copilot to understand information across all those open articles, because it will look at everything that's open in browser, at that moment, right? So that seems like the basic idea. I'm curious to see what it looks like and again, this is being dumped on people. This is being dumped on regular people, regardless of where they are in the understanding of AI. It's like, hey, you can do this, and I'm still kind of concerned is going to get some people in trouble. Now, this is nice because it actually, like Google, allegedly is cross-processing that information, like real information that's out there. So hopefully that means it's going to be a little better with parsing that and not just creating facts that we've been having a problem with for a lot of these kinds of things. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Kenny, you've been trying any of this stuff? Have you done any good research, deep research AI stuff?
Not deep research now.
Is the general helper stuff that we've been doing so far. Yeah. So,
and before we get off of this is one thing that I understand. We've gone from, and this is the old man Podnar on his soapbox. We've gone
we need a sounder for this.
Yes. Hold on, let's see if I don't want to get too high on soapbox.
Nope.
But we've gone from you get software, or they release software, and you use the software. And it works. Mm-hmm. And then we go from, well, you're releasing software and it mostly works, but we're going to have updates. But it's 90% of the way there. There's only a little niggly little things that have to go.
We're all beta testers.
What was that?
We're all beta testers.
Well, yeah. I mean, no. I'm saying that's what we were.
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh, here's something that may do something. We don't know what it's going to do. We don't even know if it's going to give you the right answer or not. It may not even give you the right answer. Let us know
how it works out for you. Yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you get thrown into jail because we gave you the wrong answer, like some lawyers.
Yeah.
Whatever. It happens. And I mean, if we go back, this is the boiling the frog, which I know doesn't really happen, but boiling the frog in water. Mm-hmm. If you go back 10 years, I'm not even talking 20, 30, 10 years, and say, here's a website you can go to, you put in a question, it's going to give you an answer. The answer may or may not be right. It may or may not be making up facts. It may or may not be making up medical terms. But we're releasing it to the public. Mm-hmm. And people would say, why are you releasing something that's giving wrong information? and putting your name on it. Now everyone's like, well, yeah, it's expected. I mean, you asked a question, you asked it to produce a paper, it's going to make up references. And then you release it to Congress. It's just one of those things that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the little shifting that you don't realize happens until you're there.
Well, and this is young person John's soapbox. Old people already don't understand how to use Google, and it's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like throw software just straight up not functioning into it, we're gonna have big problems. Like
yeah.
I just keep trying to think about every single time I have to help my mother like print a photograph. And then I try to think about like, no, it's not good. It's not a good situation.
Well, let's roll the conversation back to in technology wise to my awesome thing of the week. I finished the book this week. Actually, I finished 2 books because this one was really short, and I just finished the Elvira book actually. And I loved. We actually went to the PA Pinball, and I played both Elvira machines because I was just in the mode at that point. It was a really good book. Either way, but not pertinent to this show necessarily. So I finished one about I finished a book about magazines, guys. So this is one, of course, Jeff Jarvis is one I listened to. One of the guys that started the Entertainment Weekly. I listened to his ideas about journalism and such as a professor up there in New York City on 1 or 2 of the podcasts I listen to every week myself. So I've been kind of a long time fan of his. But so I kind of grab some of his books whenever they come out. I listen to Gutenberg the Geek, which is another quick audio book or smaller book if you want to check that out. That's about entrepreneurialism of the Gutenberg era and all that kind of stuff. So this one is actually called Magazine. It's a breezy, like under 4-hour listen if you pick it up on audiobook. It's only about a $10 purchase right now, $14 for the paperback. And it's about the history of magazines. It goes back to like the development of magazines. It goes to the future of magazines, and also like Jeff Jarvis's kind of personal in-house view of what this was. It talks about kind of like that Mad Men era of all the deals were done over drinks and fungible expense accounts, in the heyday of magazines, probably in the 70s and 80s. The processes with time and how the mergers with Warner Brothers and then AOL just destroyed everything. There's an entire chapter in there about he was apparently a part of, I didn't realize that Time Warner itself apparently started, I guess partially they had their own dial-in service like an AOL, from my understanding, but also this thing I think it was called Pathway that was the culmination. They put all the magazine content in there, so it was like the first foray into something like that. Or and again, it was like a very all-inclusive, American Online kind of section. Kind of thing, or CompuServe or whatever it was called. I forget what it was, like Dolanet or something. I think they were a part of. It escapes me right now. But talking about how they got it so wrong at the beginning. Even touch a little bit on the daily. I don't know if you guys remember the iPad magazine that they had at the time. It was a really good kind of deconstruction of what the magazine initially did and how they misread the internet. To the problems that they have now, that how many magazines are left and all that kind of stuff, and what are they doing with content online, the ones that exist online now. So definitely worthwhile if you're really interested on what the publishing industry that the internet destroyed was about, back in the heyday. I think it's a really worthwhile read, and again, a little bit of a quicker one, and a nice little pickup for something like that from an author podcaster that I appreciate. So that's Magazine by Jeff Jarvis, and I think it just came out maybe last week or so. So it's relatively new as well if you want to go check that out. So, and again, it's on all your Amazon Audibles and all the other retailers as well too. So go check that out. All right. From there, I want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Cynthia Klosky, Brian Crawford, John Nagore, and Dave Podnar. Of course, you got the Patreon feed going where you're You catch what's going on in between shows and, of course, what happens after show when we get going on that as well. So go check it out. Thank you for supporting the show over at patreon.com/awesomecast. Now, let's take a quick look at the gaming world with our Chachi Video Game Minute.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. There's as much video game news as I can cover in under a minute. Popular internet show Critical Role has teamed up with Ad Hoc Studios to start development on a Critical Role video game. While no timeline has been released, it has been announced that the game will be a completely new story taking place in Exandria. More to come. After massive amounts of online backlash at the announcement of a $79.99 price tag for Outer Worlds 2, Microsoft and Obsidian Entertainment have announced that it will be lowering the price to the market standard $69.99. And in the weirdest video game news that I have probably ever read, launching in the holiday season 2025, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a 3D co-op adventure game based on the classic 1964 Rankin Bass movie, is being released by Game Mill Entertainment. This game will allow you to choose between several of the movie's popular characters, each with their own unique abilities. I'm going to play it. Thanks for watching this week's Chachi Says Video Game Minute. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Chachi, for the Video Game Minute. Let's talk about chainsaws. So I think I shared this among some of our internal group here, because I saw them talking about this, how they were going to like do sandwiches with chainsaws at like select locations or something like that. Well, the city paper shared that apparently this happened up in I think it was the Cranberry location, partnered with Liquid Death, and they were chainsawing sheets sandwiches. I'm sad they didn't do it like, you know, back in the area, but I wish I was in town for this the situation here and knew about it in advance more. But yeah, they had a pretty good presentation for it. So how did we get to this? Because of the Liquid Death stuff, or?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be Liquid Death.
Mm-hmm.
Why chainsaw? I have no idea. Honestly, when you shared the poster,
Mm-hmm.
the poster gave a place up in northeastern PA.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would have known, because Cranberry's not that far away from all of us, and if it was over the weekend, I was pretty. It just would have been neat to see.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I don't know which sheets, because there are a couple up in Cranberry, because there's sheets everywhere. But yeah, that. Also, I'm kind of curious about. Do you have to get a special chainsaw that can cut? You know,
it looks like
food.
just the chainsaw.
It looks like just a chainsaw, which I'm not too sure, because I know you have to oil the chainsaw enough, and
well, depending on the food,
it kind of
oils itself. You know, that's I mean, it's I don't know if they're giving out the sandwiches, but
they are. If you look at them, they are giving people
and giving them back
order
to them, yeah.
and you get the sandwiches.
Yeah, well, okay, it's saying here, after purchasing the made-to-order sandwich in a can of Liquid Death, you stood in line to have your sandwich cut in half with a chainsaw. He's Austin Wacklow is a professional chainsaw carver who operated a Sheets brand chainsaw as a long line formed outside the gas station. So either way, I mean, I'm sure they did precautions on this thing, whatever. Maybe, you oil it with cooking oil or something, right? So let's see.
And I feel like we should have said, as WWE said for years, don't try this at home.
I'd say don't try that at home either. I was like, when I read the first post, and I'm just like, do we get to chainsaw it, or or how does that work? So,
oh God, no.
Yeah, that'd be a problem. So, but I love like they're even saying like some sandwiches were sliced pretty easy, while others are just completely obliterated. Like I'm seeing pictures in here of like the big Mott's burgers and chicken sandwiches, not like a long sub or anything like that. So there's like a fundamental problem with this. Also, so basically you're gonna go buy your sandwich and your can of Liquid Death, come out here and your sandwich may be just completely obliterated and you're not going to eat it anyway. So there's no loss on genius on Sheet's side. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I guess I gotta go buy another sandwich and get chainsawed now, right? So what an interesting
and also the fact, if people don't have a chance to look at the pictures, the sandwich is clamped with a couple of C clamps.
Yes.
Two tables with a gap for the chainsaw to go in between. So yeah, literally it looks like, let's get a couple of clamps from the hardware store so we can clamp down the sandwich, and then we'll just have enough space and zoom.
Yeah, there are clamps in there, aren't there? Yeah, yeah, there you go. Wow, that's tremendous.
They had crossover merch. They have crossover merch.
Yeah,
I dropped it in the dock to the right of your link, and they have crossover merch like Sheets and Liquid Death drip rag, sleigh specs. There's a collab hat, slapron. That's my favorite. The apron, the slapron.
Oh, tremendous! Kind of want some of this actually. So, and look, that's a pretty big brand. That's pretty cool that they're. I mean, I keep forgetting. Sheets.
I love the button. I love the button. I don't know if the button's part of it or or that's something different. But yeah, that
it's close enough. It's very rock and roll, right? So I love. There's a mozzarella one too. I guess you get both of them. So wow. We got specs. You got you're gonna have your safety glasses. You're gonna chainsaw your man. They're gonna have so many people trying to do this at home now. Just oh no. So they got a hat. Read
the description for the drip rag.
The drip rag. Okay, let me go to the drip rag right here. Whether you're slicing sandwiches or wiping away evidence, this towel handles the aftermath of your culinary carnage. Oh no. We need to put that in the group chat. So that's tremendous. She's always does fun stuff, and that's a cool crossover. So we'll see what more comes out of that. Although I think the merch might be looked at here. So, Katie, you got a fun thing on here.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched it yet, the Happy Gilmore 2 is on Netflix, and it is a good time. It is a fun movie.
Absolutely.
And I suggest you watch it. And but Netflix also, as they do with a lot of these, they've released the game. So in the game, it mentioned Happy Gilmore Golf Mayhem 98 demo. And so they actually created this game. So you can play it on your phone and I think other devices.
Actually, it's a browser-based game.
Oh, is it browser-based? Is that why I couldn't find it? Okay, that makes me feel so much better.
Oh.
It's either a browser or one of the apps that let you do it in the app, like a Samsung TV or Fire Stick or something.
Okay, that makes me feel better. Yeah. Select TV and web devices. Yes.
Yep.
You pair it with your phone by scanning the QR code and play.
Yep, because they have that controller app, so that's where that happens. But
you can fight Ball Barker. You are fighting folks that come on to the course. There's just chaos.
Mm-hmm. I love it. It's got that like late 1998 kind of look to it and everything. So that's good. They did kind of mention that in passing, didn't they? Were they playing the game in the movie? I can't recall.
The family was.
The family was awesome. That was such a fun movie. And if there are any wrestling fans out there, they had a lot of wrestlers. One I didn't even notice because her lines got cut. Did you see Brie Bella was the caddy for Becky Lynch's character?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Nikki Bella. Excuse me. I'm sorry, they're twins. No, there was a post about like who all the cameos are in it in case you didn't catch them. Of course, it's like. I think they said like everybody important in golf was in it. I think except for Tiger Woods. So there's that. Cool. So Happy Gilmore's Golf Mayhem 98, and that is it's sad because the apps that have the games don't work. The Apple TV doesn't work. They don't let the games on there because that weird stuff that Apple does where they don't want you to bring extra apps into the app kind of thing like this. So I don't know. But definitely worthwhile. So go check that out. I was looking for the app too, because I was looking in the app store. I'm like, where's the Happy Gilmore game? What's going on? And why is this not being, why am I not being served this? Because, and they don't even let you know if you don't have the app for it. So like they don't, I guess they don't want to FOMO you for not having the right device until something like this comes out. So there's that. Did you guys catch the news about AppleCare? I know we're all Apple users here.
I did. And I'm kind of on $20, depending on how many devices you have, isn't too bad.
So just for the news, real quick, Apple is is launching, I think is this week maybe, launching a $20 subscription service to protect your gadgets. It's called AppleCare One. This would replace your AppleCare you would have on devices, and again, it's up to 3 devices, and you can add. So it comes up to $19.99 per month, covers 3 products, and tacking on a new product costs $5.99. So you can expand it beyond the 3. So now currently, I find myself in a situation where I'm still paying for, obviously I'm paying for like my latest iPhone and still paying the AppleCare on my watch. So, but I did miss the window to renew my AppleCare for like my Mac Mini. So and if they're telling me, and that's well under 4 years, I think it was only a 2-year thing at the beginning of the year. Like that would be helpful for me, honestly, to throw that back under AppleCare. Because, man, when Macs go, they just kind of go. You know, they're either going to last for like 15 years, or they're just going to like just stop after 3. And it's something that replaces the entire motherboard, and which makes it completely undoable. So like, there's no like. I don't have an in-between when it comes to that as far as the devices I use. So, Katie, what do you think of this? Is this something that would be helpful for you in your collection of Apple devices?
I think so. I need to investigate this further, but I think it does.
Got to do that math, right? So
yes.
Well, not only that, but it looks like, and I'm reading here, it's not just replacing AppleCare, but AppleCare Plus, which is including the theft and loss coverage.
Yes.
So that's, I think, where it threw me off, because I don't have that included. I only have the oops, I dropped it, or oops, it's not working like it should anymore.
Yes.
So, but adding that extra does increase the price a good amount for AppleCare. Because right now we have, let's see here, my phone, Ruth's phone, my watch, and I think Ruth's iPad. Yeah. Basically everything that you could drop and not work.
Comparatively, I have the subscription for the 16 Pro Max and my, I think it is a Series 8 watch here, and that's like $13.49 and $3.99 themselves. So you're getting already pretty close. And if you're telling me for a few, like what was that, about $4 or $5, something like that?
Yeah,
a little
more. Pretty minor more.
Yeah. It, like you can add on a computer that I would be concerned with. I already have like the 2 years on my Mac, my MacBook, but then like I could turn our $5.99 on and take care of that too. And yeah, it's like, you know, hey, they're capturing with the subscription and stuff, but when you are, you know, we all work with our Macs and we can't mess around with that if something goes sideways, right? So, or our Apple devices or things like that, they're all tools for us professionally, and that's one of the big things for me. It's like, you know, hey, just take care of this. You know, I don't want to have to fuss around with it, kind of thing. So, for us as a business size, we pay for all those like Assurions and, you know, insurance and Walmart Plus insurance and all that kind of stuff, just because stuff is going to happen, the nature of what we do, and we buy a lot of equipment. We want, you know, hey, this soundboard needs to be replaced, this headset needs replaced, you know, everything up and down the line. I just paid the $5 for a 4-year thing on the keyboard because I finally got an Apple keyboard again. I've been fussing with a PC one on my Mac Mini for a while. So, and it's just like, you know what, just, you know, it'll be helpful, you know, when something happens to this or something gets dumped on it or something like that, because stuff happens, you know, in the long run. You never know. You don't want to get stuck with. The worst thing is like not being happy you're buying a new Mac because you had to buy a new Mac. It's like the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
You know, I should be happy I'm getting an upgrade and getting the new one. No, I'm not, because I have to get this, you know. So dealing with that kind of situation. But either way. All right. What else you guys want to hit up here?
Oh, sorry. Oh, talk about the McDonald's fries.
Oh. Hold on, before I get to the McDonald's fries thing, which you may be interested in for your stuff. By the way, I have another one of these guys. I got one of the mini toys. Oh, I dropped it. I dropped it on the Katie button apparently. So it's been really fascinating. I got one the other day that's the tray of food. For instance, this one, Missy goes and gets her Happy Meal toys for portion control. This one is the fryer. A little fryer station. Oh, wait. I just found something. And they raise up.
Ooh.
There you go. There's your mini McDonald's Happy Meal toys. I don't know. This one seems, there's a little bit more to this than the last one. So there you go. So I don't know. It's like I need many people to play. Like I gotta find little action figures that like kind of fit with these, and we'll just make them all McDonald's employees. So maybe like I don't know. I think that's a good size for GI Joes. Maybe. Possible. Oh, and what we got here? Oh, do they have stickers in this one too? Hold on. Nope, I got my checklist, and the other one I found stickers inside. Is there an inside of this one? Are they hidden underneath? Oh no. We'll play with that later. Either way, okay. So this was a weird one that I found in my newsletter from IGN today. Right next to the Nintendo Switch 2 news. Oh no, this is the one about Mario Paint. Let's move on from this to this guy. How would you like, Katie, because you're the one with the Nintendo Switch, although I think this is for the new one, but say hypothetically, how would you like a Joy-Con holder that stores a box of McDonald's fries?
I love this.
There you go.
I don't know if I need it. I don't know if it's necessary, but what it really is anymore. But yes, I just love the idea.
It's just like it's holding the fries, like so. It's a whole like holder. It looks like the switch, the main switch unit, like plugs in it. There's a fry holder to the right of it. You can put like it looks like a good medium fry is probably in there, and then you got your. So it's very like you're off centered a little bit, but you got your French fries, Katie. I mean, just in case you need that. It's that situation, right?
Oh yeah.
If you're having that kind of
I feel like somebody else had done a similar, or I can't remember who, but I feel like at some point we talked about somebody else with a controller that involved food and holding food.
It's called the Gammy Fries rig, and it says the guidelines are pretty strict on this. It says do not use your rig without the fries box. Do not attempt to eat your rig, and it is a mount for your fry box. It does not say it looks like it's an. Wow. Okay. It's Big Mac compatible. It says, and open to sauces. Oh, they're having way too much fun with this post here. So, who made this thing? I missed the part where they said who made this. So this is a charitably uploaded to a 3D print file to Maker World. So you can make this. Chachi, actually, Katie, you have a 3D printer over there, right? So you can make this happen. Maybe you can modify it for the original Switch. So that you're all set for this. Yes. All right, make it so. But I'm sure there's a perfectly decent thing with that. Yeah, have fun with that. So, what about you, Podnar? You want a fry holder on your controls, whatever you're using over there?
You know what? Have a fry controller for your phone. You're looking at your phone anyway. Just have a little fry controller you can put on there, maybe with a little dipping tray next to it.
We need to do this, but we need to load up like some old games. Have you ever seen the game McKids from on the Nintendo Entertainment System? That was the McDonald's game.
No,
this is a thing.
Oh wow! It doesn't shock me. It's a thing.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about it.
Yep.
1991.
Or we can pull up. I know it's cross brand on this thing, but there is the Burger King Xbox games. So from that were the pack-ins on the original Xbox. So either way, that crossover all helps out. The other interesting thing, and Katie, this does apply to you. Do you have the classic games package, the online thing service on there? So you now have access to, and they say this will work on the original Switch as well. if you have a compatible one. But Mario Paint is now on there. So if you connect a mouse to your Nintendo Switch, you can play the original Mario Paint. And I can find no pictures of this for some reason. But and remember, this it was funny because Mario Paint just came up in conversation because we were reminded about how, or did we talk about this last week? Maybe about the video game, the video playing, making music in video games. I guess. Oh no, I was talking to Bradley and King Frown about this weekend. Yeah, so like Mario Paint had that like kind of like music kind of operation thing to it. So, and it was the Super Nintendo game with a mouse. So Katie, have fun making pictures. Like send us your pictures from Mario Paint. So
I can also color. Yay!
This is perfect. This is the perfect mindfulness thing that you need on your game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When Animal Crossing becomes a little too heady.
Yeah.
You should really show your niece this game.
Yeah, I think she'd like this.
Mm-hmm. Kind of the perfect age for that. So, but either way, that's let's see. See if there's any more details on this that you need to know. But yeah, I think that's it. Just a set of compatible mouse and you're good to go. So awesome. Dave, tell me what Google Photos is up to.
Well, this is adding more. Now, it's not rolled out yet. Mm-hmm. I've been looking for it. It was announced last week, and I've been looking for it because it doesn't say it's exclusive to Android. So this is something that Google's starting to do more of. Now, remember that a few weeks ago we talked about where Google had a thing where you can try on clothes and it would make it into a video?
Yeah.
They're going to do that now with inside of Google Photos for any photo. So you'll be able to make anything come to life. It's powered by VO2.
Okay.
It doesn't say. Let me see here. Yeah, photo. It says it's free. Now it's being rolled out. Like I said, I tried to check and see if there's any updates. Mine hasn't been updated, depending on when you listen to it and how it's rolled out. You may have access to it. So that's going to be something new. You'll be able to basically, again, a whole bunch of AI stuff being put into existing products. So you'll be able to do things like, oh, here's a photo and make it into anime, make it into comics. So that'll be built into the app also. And it looks like these are not ones where you have to pay. It's just they're adding it onto it. Mm-hmm. So they're adding that too. And this last one, let me see if I can. Yeah, they're moving they're going to have a create tab down at the bottom. So everything that's creation like this will be all in one place. These are kind of experimental, but yeah, now, so at the bottom, you'll have your photos collection. Right now, you have photo collection and search. You're going to have photos collections, create, and search.
Okay.
So again, just rolling more things out and kind of bringing it back to what we talked earlier, where here's some AI experiments we're doing, and now we're starting to see it rolled out not as a separate AI app, but as rolled into existing apps.
And this is also something that we've seen. I talked about my bad app experience on Patreon a couple weeks ago, right? Because you were seeing ads for things about you can make AI something out of any photo, and it feels like this is that kind of thing. They're rolling in that feature that you're already seeing on these kind of cheap apps that are out there, right? That may or may not work too well. Mine did not work very well and got very creepy. But
and also those other apps, you don't know what you're doing with your data.
You don't know what they're doing with their data. You don't know what's happening with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you give them too much access or anything like that? No, absolutely. So that's pretty cool. That's loaded in there, and it doesn't say. You're right. It doesn't say anything about it being Android only. So I think it's just generally.
No, I think it's Android and iOS. It's just taking a while for it to roll out. Mm-hmm. And it's always weird for me because there's so much of this stuff is server based that, you're not doing all this work on your phone. It's basically going out to a Google server and coming back. So all they're really having to update is the interface. They're not having to they shouldn't really be having to do a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes, because it's basically when someone clicks this button, send this off to the server and then return it. So I think it may also be, if they release that all at once, you're going to have a lot of people trying it all at once, and all of a sudden it crashes their server.
Right. So is this going to be the next thing? Because I always get bugged every once in a while, and you'll see, if you see me share like a collage of photo video wise, like on Facebook or something, it's because Google said, "Hey, check this out." And I'm like, okay, that actually kind of looks cool. Like, I'm never looking to do this kind of stuff. Like, so is this the next thing that's going to bug me? Hey, I've remixed your photo for you. And then it turns out it's like a picture of somebody and it made them move and it's really creepy. So it worked really wrong. I'm still scarred from some of the stuff from the experiment I did. Like, seriously, there's some stuff that's just like, you know that thing, like, when you go on the internet, you end up something like WoW, like E-Bombs World back in like the 90s, and it just like kind of scarred you for life. Like, some of the stuff I made by accident kind of scarred me for life. So that's like kind of the next thing, right? So we'll see. Like, like I already get like, this kind of stuff that pops up, like where it's making collages and things like that. So this would
I would say collages in the cinematic photos. Where that has more the feeling of, it sees what the main thing is, and then it kind of zooms in on that while moving it, almost like a 3D photo look.
Yeah, it's kind of like scanning for any kind of trends of photos or anything like that. If you take a bunch of pictures at the same time, it'll like make like a slideshow out of it, or a GIF maybe.
You can even make a GIF out of it, yeah.
But no, I think that'll be that. It'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Again, it's kind of that,
throw everything at the wall right now.
Throwing everything at the wall, throwing out what people are responding to, see if they like one thing or another, before getting into a lot of trouble. So.
But like John was saying about, eventually it's going to happen real soon. We're going to have someone saying, "Hey, look at this little video," and it's a family member, and the person goes, "They never moved like that."
No, it's going to be
what's going on here? I don't understand. No, it was. What do you mean you made up AI? I didn't give you permission to AI me. What's going? I know I'm kind of in that age range where you would get that. What's going on here with you young kids and this AI stuff? I don't understand, but it's going to happen where people are going to, we've already seen, these AI movements can be a little weird.
No, absolutely. So we'll look out for that. I'm sure when it happens, I won't be able to miss it. So,
oh no.
All right, we're at pumpkin time for the show, so maybe we'll continue a little bit. We have a bunch of stories, and we'll touch on some of them on Patreon until our next guests come for the Wrestling Mayhem show. But in the meantime, thank you, Dave Podnar, iPhoneography Podcast.
Thanks for having me on. ProfPod pretty much everywhere on the socials.
Yes, and KatieDudas.com, where you get to start with things.
Yes, things and stuff.
You got a shout out today because somebody's showing up on TV. I don't know if you saw.
You got a shout out?
You got a shout out.
Oh,
yeah, you got a shout out. We'll throw a friend of Katie's is debuting on NWA Power, where we're on the Roku channel at 8. Actually, right now at 8 p.m. I should pull it up on my phone and see how it looks, because I don't know if I can replay it. Like, it feels like it's just a linear thing, but I don't know. So, but anything cool going on with you? You want to shout out to anything with your affiliates and such? In the Dudas world, nothing exciting happening at all. If you follow my social media, you can see that I was at a strip joint last week. So doing a live production, a live to tape production with a wrestling promotion out in Canton, Ohio. And keep an eye on the social media. I'll be heading out to New Jersey for the Summer Slams and having some fun out there with the wrestles. So looking forward to that. And maybe finally, I will achieve the white whale of getting on the Ninja Turtles roller coaster at the Nickelodeon Land at the American Dream Mall. So that's the goal of the weekend. So either way, thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, intern John, for hanging out with us too and helping out. And stay tuned for Patreon if you're with us for that. Until then, you have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.